for being with us today. My name is Cindy Speaker. I have with me as my guest today Attorney Winslow Butts of Gardberg and Kemmerly. And Winslow is a Social Security disability attorney. She's going to talk with us about that topic today. How you doing, Winslow?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Looking forward to getting some of your insights today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk about medical treatment, physicians, and the importance of that. So let's start off and talk about what is the importance of medical treatment when you're applying for Social Security disability.
Right. The main way that Social Security that they approve people is based off their medical evidence. So people definitely need to be getting medical treatment in order to be approved. Without having doctor's visits or hospital visits, there's no documentation, so there's no way to prove that somebody is disabled. So getting medical treatment is the most important thing when applying for disability.
Okay. Now, and what do I need from my doctor in order to verify my disability?
Right. You would need to just go to your doctor and, like you normally would, every 3 months or however long it is. We also like to try and get statements from your doctor as far as the prognosis, your diagnosis, what treatment you're getting, if they think they can work. It definitely helps people out if they do have an opinion from their doctor as far as what they can't do and what they can do.
So let me just back up a little bit. So the person applies for Social Security disability. I assume there's a certain form, there's an application process. On that initial application, do they include a doctor's letter, or is there a certain form they ask for certain information? I'm just wondering what kind of stuff and how comprehensive is the information that the individual has to supply.
They do. When they first apply, it's not a form or anything, but you would list just the doctors that you've been to, the hospitals that you've been to. The main thing is getting the time frame right, because Social Security is only going to request the years or the months that you give them. They're not going to go out of their way to search for it. So make sure you know when you saw that doctor, the date, the year, where the doctor is a big thing, because, again, Social Security is not going to go searching to see where this doctor was or the hospital was.
So you really have to do a lot of the legwork yourself.
Right. Yeah, definitely have the doctors that if you know where they are, definitely have them written down. But that's why we would advise people to get an attorney so that we can do most of the legwork for them.
Okay, that's a big point right there. So if they get an attorney involved, then you can do a lot. You gather the evidence.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we would just need to know exactly where the doctor is, and even if they don't know, just the doctor's name, and we can do everything after that. We can get their medical records.
Now,
we can ask for statements from them.
Okay, so do you get involved in the initial application process, or only after the denial?
We can. Yes, ma'am. We can get involved in the initial application process when they've been denied initially or when they're waiting for a hearing. At any 3 of those steps, we can get involved.
Okay, great. Let's talk about medication. Is it important to take the medication? Sometimes people say they don't want to take the medication. It gives them side effects. How important is that in the process?
It is very important. We, just like you said, we hear that a lot as far as people don't want to take their medication. But to a judge or to Social Security, if you are not taking your medicine, it just looks like you're not being compliant. You're not doing all that you could to get better. So they want to see not only are people taking their medicine, but they're still having problems despite that medicine.
Yeah.
Well, and that can be an issue because medication is expensive.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a hard thing to do for most people. We're lucky in Mobile that we have a place where people can get their medication for free, but that medication is a big important step with Social Security.
Well, that's really great for the community that you have those types of resources, because not only the medication, but sometimes they don't have insurance. They can't, they're concerned about the cost of a doctor. What do you do? Is there any provision for that if somebody's in that situation?
Right. We always recommend low-cost clinics. We have a few places here in Mobile where they can get low-cost treatment. Even if it is just a clinic, it's better than not having any evidence at all. There's always the ERs, which that can cost thousands of dollars. So we would recommend going to a lower-cost place rather than incurring so much debt to go to an ER.
Okay. And once again, that, you guys are a great resource because you know all these other resources and things like that. So along those lines, if someone has questions about these issues, how can they reach your office, Winslow?
They can call. Our main number is 251-343-1111, or just go to our website is gardberglaw.com.
Very good. Once again, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. To all of you that are watching right now, you can just put your comments on this page. We'll make sure somebody gets back to you, answers your questions. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Bye now.